Now I take this Chairman, Jaipuria Institute of Management, SAIT, MR Jaipuria Schools, Guinea International Limited and Guinea Global Limited. Shri Jaipuria comes from a business family and is presently Chairman and MD of Guinea International Limited, a composite textile plant based in Nimrana, Rajasthan. Mr. Jaipuria has also interests in renewable energy and has set up hydel plant in state of Himachal Pradesh. In addition to this, he is president of Integral Education Society, which runs a primary and secondary school in name of MR Jaipuria School in Lucknow with over 4,500 students, and also runs 4 management schools in name of Jaipuria Institute of Management at Lucknow, Noida, Jaipur and Indore. He is associated with large number of chambers and associations like PhD Chamber of Commerce, FICCI, Confederation of Indian Textile Industry and WPO. We welcome you, sir, and feel blessed to be nurtured under your magnificent leadership. I request our chairman, sir, to deliver the welcome address. Over to you, sir.
Distinguished Chief Guest, Dr. MP Poonia ji, Vice Chairman AICTE New Delhi, Guest of Honor Shri Rohit Kansal ji, IAS, Principal Secretary Higher Education, Government of Jammu and Kashmir, who is still to join the conference, Director of Jaipuria, Jaipur, Dr. Prabhat Pankaj, conference team, members of faculty, students of Jaipuria campus, ladies and gentlemen. The 9th International Conference, the Series of Youth 2025, is coming to its valedictory session, and it cannot be more befitting than to have Dr. Poonia as the chief guest to address the audience and guide us for the future course of action. I welcome you, sir, to the valedictory session of this conference. Dr. Poonia has been a dynamic leader and a change maker. Under his able guidance, many academic and strategic reforms have been initiated by AICTE in higher education, which has gone a long way in improving the quality of technical education in our country. It is indeed our privilege and honor that he'll be addressing us today. The guest of honor of today's function, Shri Rohit Kansal ji, has been personally known to me for a very long time and is a well-wisher of the Jaipuria family. I understand he works at the grassroots level, such as back to village for senior bureaucrats, which have been making a great impact on the society. We all know how, as CEO of Mata Vaishnav Devi Shrine Trust, Katra, he brought about a metamorphosis in the management of the trust and made it very, very convenient for all the devotees to pay a visit to Mata Vaishnav Devi. I would like to welcome him in the program. Please convey my wishes to him when he does arrive, maybe at a later time. The last 3 days in the conference has been momentous and also memorable in many ways. The coverage of the conference has been particularly highly impressive. I was told that more than 1,000 delegates from over 15 countries participated in the conference in online mode, and large number of students also participated on offline mode. Speakers from all over the world participated in panel talks and various technical sessions. This is indeed praiseworthy. Outstanding speakers represented this conference, which made the deliberations meaningful and worth attending. It was heartening to hear Dr. Alka Mittal, chairperson of ONGC, and as to how ONGC is contributing to change the life of the underprivileged through the schemes of Super 30 and Super 50. Sister B.K. Shivani talked about Sankalp Se Siddhi and positive affirmations for life while speaking on rise of India as a soft power. These profound talks, as many more, have had a lot of message for the young minds and each one of us. I am sure the conference has had great takeaways for the delegates and the attendees. Yet another contribution I would like to mention here is the publication of the book by Bloomsbury, India. The book contains selected papers from a large number of papers submitted and presented in the conference, which is a good contribution to the stock of knowledge. And I'm sure it will be helpful to researchers, faculty members, and students alike. As Jaipuria Institute of Management have embarked upon a journey for AACSB International Accreditation, such conferences and deliberations will go a long way in ensuring that the institute is on the right path and is relentlessly looking for enhancing quality. I'm happy to learn the Jaipuria's ISER has been accepted by AACSB, and it is a matter of time that it will be able to receive this prestigious accreditation. Jaipuria's all 4 campuses, that is Lucknow, Noida, Jaipur and Indore, are NBA accredited and AIU approved. 3 of our campuses, Lucknow, Noida and Jaipur, has also been granted graded autonomy by AICTE. In NIRF ranking, the 3 campuses on the list of top 75 management schools in the country. Once again, I congratulate the director of the institute, members of faculty, students for organizing such a wonderful conference, and welcome you all in the validity session. Jai Hind and thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your overwhelming endorsement and encouragement at every stage. Now I invite Dr. Lokesh Vijayvargiya, Chair, 9th International Conference in the series of Youth 2025, to read the conference report and announce Best Paper Awards. It is for the benefit and information of our chief guest and attendees. Over to you, Lokesh, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Namaskar to everyone. It's my honor to present the conference report as a convener of 9th International Conference in the series of Youth 2025. I'm just sharing my PPT. So some summary of the conference, 50 plus speakers and the guests in a different plenary and the technical sessions in the 3 days, 2000 plus participants in the 3 days of the conference, 1683 online participants and 545 online participants. Theme of the conference based on the growth, innovation, sustainability, happiness and well-being. Participants and speakers from around 20 countries of the world. Some are the US, UK, France, Germany, Netherlands, Australia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Singapore, Bhutan, Dubai, and etc. Around 116 colleges from the India and international join us for this 3 days conference. Mostly IIM, IITs, central universities, NITs, and many more institutes from the India joined this conference in terms of the participant, paper presentation, speakers. When we are talking about the profile of the participant, around 74% are the student, 16% faculty members, and 10% corporates. Now the conference starts with the inaugural ceremony on February 17 at 10 o'clock with chief guest Dr. Alka Mitra, CMD ONGC, Shri Mukund Rajan, Chairman at Equis Investment Advisory Private Limited, and Shri Tushar Pradhanji, Chief Investing Officer, HSBC Asset Management Private Limited. And they talk about how we can make the new vision for the India so that everybody be happy to the discussion going on, the making impact at the grassroots. Then we have very special session on Rising of India as a soft power by BK Sister Shivani and Miss Anjali Jaipuria, Vice Chairman, SAT MR Jaipuria School, Lucknow. And they talk about Sankalp Se Siddhi. Then we have a first plenary session on a roadmap of 7 trillion economy on the first day. And the discussion is going on. It is not impossible, it is possible. And how we can make, so they present a lot of idea to reach 7 trillion economy in the future. Then we have an international panel discussion where the people, the speakers from US, Netherlands, France, India, Dubai, and the discussion on the management education. So the outcome the discussion on management education need to impact on environment and the social sector in the coming time. That's the discussion going on this session. Then we have a plenary session today on technology and innovation for Rising India. And the discussion going on the technology and innovation, and the conclusion of the session is that tech-based innovation will have compounding impact on society and the businesses. Then this year, the conference committee select the 3 personalities to give the Youth Achiever Award. The first one is Mr. Karan Shah, co-founder, Growtree.com from the London. Utkarsh Amitabh, CEO, Network Capital from the London. And Mr. Saurabh Verma, product lead, YouTube from the US. Now, if I talk about the technical part of the conference, paper and others part, so we received in this conference 161 abstract from all over world on the different themes. Our conference team accept 137 abstract for the conference. Then we received 103 full-length paper, and 92 paper were presented in the conference in 13 technical sessions. 40 paper we include after review process in edited book, which published by Bloomsbury, India. And the title of the book is Envisioning India's Future. Then this time in offline, we have one panel discussion, student panel discussion, the role of the youth for envisioning India. And we also have a poster presentation on various themes of the conference, where the students make their ideas, bring their idea on the paper and discuss the various themes of the conference. That's the book published by the Bloomsbury. If I talk about the paper contributors, so 31 papers submitted by the faculties, 9 from the corporates, 36 from the research scholars, and 16 from the student. And all papers presented in 13 different technical sessions where we have a chair from the different areas, from different colleges, and co-chairs from our campuses. Now come to the Best Paper Award. We have 3 categories of Best Paper Award. First category, faculty and corporates. Second category is the research scholar. And third category is the student. And these are the criteria. Based on this criteria, we are giving this award. If the participant, please, they can write in a chat box, we are here and your feedback. So first category is the faculty members and industry. So second best paper award in this category is a tie between two papers. So these two papers, first paper is the paper number 014. And this paper from the ILM New Delhi. Congratulations, ma'am, for the second prize. And in the same tie, the paper number 046 from the corporate. She is a dentist, Dr. Payal. Congratulations for second prize in the faculty and corporate category. Now the first prize, your best paper award in the faculty category, the paper number 009 from Rajiv Gandhi Institute of Technology, Kerala, and the paper number 1111, Dr. Vivek Vijay from IIT Jodhpur. Congratulations for best paper award in terms of faculty and corporate category. Then the next category, we have a research scholar. In the research scholar, second prize goes to paper number 16 and Jamia Millia Islamia University, New Delhi. Congratulations, ma'am. Then the first paper again tie and the paper number 008 from IIT Kharagpur. And the paper number 102 from Chandigarh University. Paper number 102 from Chandigarh University. Congratulations for the best paper award in research scholar category. Then we have the next category is the student category, because always we promote to students to come with the papers or research. So that's why we are decided we will give the 3 prize in the student category. So third best paper in the student category goes to the MNIT, Mr. Pankaj, paper number 96. Second paper, paper number 123, NIT Srinagar, Jammu and Kashmir. Congratulations. And the first best paper in the student category is paper number 112 from the Central University, Rajasthan, Nehal Jain, 112. Congratulations, all the paper presenters. Now we have a posters and around 20 poster presentation in the last 2 days. So third prize again is a tie. And these are some criteria for the poster presentation. We have a jury member who's see that the poster and ask the question from the people, and then they decided best 3 poster. So third prize is tie. So third prize, team number 10. Congratulations, team number 10 for the poster presentation, third prize. And another team on the third prize is team number 12. Team number 12. Then the second prize goes to team number 18 in the poster presentation. Then first prize goes to the team number 6. Congratulations, all the winners, and my heartful thanks to each and everyone to making this conference successful. And the last, the media always support us, to some glimpse of the media who publish the news of the conferences. Thank you everyone, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations to all the winners. We deeply feel honored to introduce our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. M.P. Poonia, Vice Chairman, AICTE, New Delhi. He is also handling the additional charge as Chairman, Commission for Scientific and Technical Terminology. Dr. Poonia specializes in mechanical engineering. He is MTech and PhD from IIT Delhi. He has more than 30 years of experience. He has published 80+ papers in national and international journals and published several books and manuals in the field of mechanical engineering. He is the recipient of many awards for his academic achievements. He received National Award for the Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities by the Honorable President of India on 3rd December 2013 in New Delhi in recognition of outstanding performance in the field of best institution for empowerment of persons with disabilities in the country. During his tenure as director, NITTTR Chandigarh, he remained member of Board of Governors of as many as 20 government autonomous bodies, universities in the state of Punjab, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Delhi, and Chandigarh. He is a member of different high-level committees, IOE visits by UGC, search committees, selection committees, governing bodies of institutions in the country. Dr. Poonia has been a part of international delegations to various countries for conferences, seminars, mutual tie-ups to USA, China, Canada, Thailand, Singapore, and Sri Lanka. We welcome you, sir, and invite you for the valedictory address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Usha. Respected Shri Jaipuria ji, who is chairman of very, very prestigious institute in state of Rajasthan, and not only in state of Rajasthan. Your name and fame, it is in UP, means that is in Noida, that is in Lucknow. Shri Rohit Kansal ji, probably he'll be reaching soon, Principal Secretary Higher Education, J&K, Government of Jammu and Kashmir. Dr. Usha Vadera, who is the session anchor now, then Lokesh, who have just convened that in what way this whole event has been done during last 3 days. And Dr. Prabhat Pankaj, Director of Jaipuria Institute of Management, Jaipur. All the participants, and many of the students are visible to me. Probably I'm visible or not, but students are visible to me from my office, and very patiently they are listening to me. In fact, it's a wonderful, wonderful time, and it has been said more than 1,000 participants were there, 1,000 plus participants, 17 plus countries, they were attending this event, and that is for the dream of youth of 2025. And I'm thinking, why only 20 countries? It should be 200 plus countries which is available in the world, because everyone is looking towards India. And that's dream that our youth should be able to present everywhere across the globe, that type of environment, and particularly the contribution of Institute of Jaipuria, that is in the field of management. It is amazing, amazing. Charji, I'll be congratulating you, the type of environment, the type of ambience which you people are providing. And you said that this graded autonomy, it has been given to Lucknow and Noida. All PGDM institutes, particularly Jaipuria Institute of Management, they are autonomous. All sort of autonomy we people are extended to you. It may be academic autonomy, it may be administrative, it may be financial. Every sort of autonomy it is available. Please do grow, bring happiness. The topic which you have kept here, it is basically of the growth, it is for the purpose of innovation, it is for sustainability, it is for wellness, it is happiness, all sort of all dimensions of all things which you are proposing here, it is available first of all with your institute. Enormous expectation country is having from you people. Please do justice, please do enormous efforts for bringing all 5 dimensions which you have kept into this event. Very long introduction of mine, it has been given by Usha ji. Longer the introduction, smaller the person always. जिस व्यक्ति का जितना लंबा परिचय होता है, वो व्यक्ति उतना ही छोटा होता है. Particularly, I am addressing to students who are sitting here. आप अपना परिचय हमेशा छोटा रखना. जैसे मेरा लंबा परिचय दिया गया, इस तरह से आपका लंबा परिचय नहीं होना चाहिए. When Mahatma Gandhi ji was in Sabarmati ashram, when we people were fighting against Britishers and we were dreaming that immediately we will be getting independence. So while Gandhiji was staying in Sabarmati ashram, that too in Gujarat, and most of the time he was away from Sabarmati ashram, once he has received one postcard from one Australian citizen. That postcard, even today, if you are visiting Sabarmati ashram, that postcard is lying on the wall of the Sabarmati ashram. It is not important what contents were written in that postcard, but it was written by Australian citizen. Probably he has given some suggestions to Mahatma Gandhi that in what way this agitation should move and what sort of planning it has to be, so that immediately Britishers can move from our country. I'm saying contents were not important, but the address which is written on that postcard, it is Gandhi, India. one person from Australia writing a letter to Indian citizen, and Gandhi, India, that is the address, and with that address, the postcard reaches from Australia to India to Gujarat and finally to Sabarmati Ashram. That was the introduction. The institute which is being headed by Jaipuria group, the students who are having their introduction, there should be just like this Jaipuria Institute of Management, India. Your introduction should be like that one, not very, very long introduction. So my dream is the type of ambience and type of values which you people are providing, because once I visited your institute at Jaipur, long back, when probably it was starting, I exactly don't remember that year and date, but or maybe some expansion also, but very good infrastructure and the environment which I've observed, I can see the fragrance of that institute, the competence of the students, the dedication of the teachers. It was amazing. So my dream is, first and foremost thing is, or my blessings are, that introduction of the students of Jaipuria should be small as possible, and they should be able to prove anywhere across the globe. Ours is a very huge nation. Why this 2025 youth event is important? Because we are the youngest nation in the world. In time to come, in 2025, I'm saying, in 2025, our average age will be around 27. The average age of China will be 38. And average age of whole globe will be around 48. So in time to come, when you are dreaming for 2025, our average age will be only 27. Ours is a young nation. Roughly 50% population is less than 25. Our target is, and particularly our education system, which we people are operating. I'm sitting in All India Council for Technical Education. We are responsible for bringing quality in technical education. When I'm saying technical education, it is engineering and technology plus management. Everything, if I'm combining all together, it is becoming technical education. And in our country, we are having around 10,000 technical institutes, only in management field. For MBA, around 3,000 institutes we are having. In PGDM sector, we are having around 400 institutes. Engineering and technology, 3,000, polytechnic, 3,000, like this one, the total institutes are becoming 10,000. If total number of institutes, all sort of education, if I'm saying, which is being managed by UGC or Medical Council of India or Pharmacy Council of India or Architecture Council of India, we are having 50,000 institutes. Number of universities which we are having, it is 1,000 plus. So these many institutes in the country we are having, and world's population is 7 billion. Out of 7 billion, we Indians are 1.4 billion. If 7 divided by 1.4, if I'm doing, the figure which you are receiving, it is 5, exactly 5. Meaning of that one is, every 5th person on this globe, on this earth is an Indian. Our target is, the students who are coming out from our institutes, our values, our sanskaras, our traditions, our core competencies, our dedication, our sincerity, our communication skills. We want that our graduates should be able to move across the globe, not only for Jaipur, not only for Rajasthan, not only for our country. Our competencies, our vision should be, the youth of 2025, it should be in that direction. So anywhere across the globe, they should be able to move, they should be able to present that we Indians are something different. We can take any sort of challenges, we can solve any sort of problems which is in front of the whole globe, and we can bring happiness on the faces of every citizen of the world. That type of environment in our academic institute we would like to bring. And we want that in lieu of that one, while our students are serving across the globe, this youth, while they are serving across the globe, they should be able to bring dollars for this country. In your theme, in your conference, you are imagining that India's economy should be $7 trillion. That dream, this whole conference is having, that $7 trillion, it will be only if your youth, who are just like human beings, if they can be converted into strong human resources, value-based education if you can provide, and if they can defend their learning across the globe, if they can solve the life problems of the globe, and in lieu of that one, if they can bring dollars for this country, then this dream of $7 trillion, it will be fulfilled. At present, our economy is around $2.85 trillion. And we are dreaming that even we'll be overcoming China. You know, the China's economy is around $15 trillion. Ours is 2.8, 2.85. They are around 4.5 times more than us. If they are 4.5 times more than us today, after 3 years or after 5 years, if we are getting doubled or tripled, they will also be getting doubled and tripled. So they can become 45. If you are becoming 7, 8, they'll be becoming 45. How will we overcoming them? We can overcome them with our dedication, sincerity, and this aging benefit, which I am saying, because we are becoming more and more young. China is getting older. So in time to come, if our graduates can be provided that type of environment, so that their presence can be felt across the globe. In our technical education system, when engineering and technology and management, if I'm combining all together, around 1 million graduates are coming out every year in the market, 1 million graduates. But the challenge which we people are observing as a regulator, the acceptance of our graduates, I'm not saying for the innovations are not being done, or entrepreneurship is not being done, or the issues of sustainability are not being challenged, but certainly certain level of gaps are available, particularly in the industries where you people are dreaming to enter as an employee. Industries are saying, many a times they are saying, the graduates which are coming out from our academic institute, they are not employable. It is a very painful to us when industries are saying that, particularly in management, after your UG, you have spent 2 years of your important time of your life, and a lot of money it has been spent on this one. And when you'll be going for the purpose of job to the industries are saying that you people have not been groomed according to their requirements. It is painful. One side we are saying Indian students are most talented, they can do anything, but our Indian industries are saying that you people are not capable. So many times we are discussing that, please tell us what are the gaps, what are the shortcomings. First and important part which they are saying, that the curriculum, the content which we people are delivering inside the classes, the syllabus which we are having, it is outdated. Industries are saying whatever you are teaching and whatever our expectations are, it is not getting aligned. Industries are saying that we are having all sort of industry 4 technologies, maybe artificial intelligence, data sciences, cyber security, robotics, 3D printing, AR, VR, everything. They are saying that we want those type of attribute states into the graduates, but you people inside the classes, you are teaching that conventional human resources or conventional marketing or conventional human behavior, all those contents which are available, it is not getting aligned with the needs of the industry. Industries are saying that the technology which they are having, it is of global repute. Their machines, their processes, their quality, their cost of the products, it is of global repute, because they have to compete at global level. You may be purchasing mobile from Japan or Germany or US or Canada or India. The quality is same, the cost is same, the manufacturing processes are same. But for handling those technologies, handling for those processes, industries are saying that graduates are unable to take the lead into our industries. They are unable to handle those technologies which is available into the industry. So in 2017, we said to the industry, please do join hands with us and please tell us what should be the curriculum, what we should teach to the students. So I'm thankful to the industry associations, particularly CII, FICCI, SOCM. They came all together. They sat with the AICTE and we have prepared a model curriculum, even in the field of PGDM, in the field of MBA, in the field of engineering, in the field of other architecture or pharmacy program. We have prepared model curriculum and we have given to all the universities, all the PGDM institutes. But challenge in front of us was preparing curriculum, giving curriculum to the institutes. It won't serve the purpose. Who will teach that one? First of all, the competencies and confidence of the teachers, it has to be. Without teachers, what will be doing with that curriculum? So what AICTE has started after 2017-18, we have started rigorous exercise in imparting training to technical teachers. Lakhs of teachers during last 3.5 years, we have imparted training, and probably for handling those curriculum, our teachers are ready. That way it is, we are happy that country is not having dearth of quality teachers at present. Second thing, industries are saying practically students are weak. In management classes, for 7 hours in a day, continuously we are teaching theory. Without actions, no management education is. In every education, and particularly in management education, if don't have actions means if live problems our students are unable to solve, if you are not giving problems to the students for solving them with their hands, so hands-on part, solving the problems, live problems, if you are not giving to the students, we won't be getting success. And industries are saying practically your students are weak. So practical component, internship into our education, we have put now as a mandatory part. in engineering education, 6 months it is mandatory. Probably MBA we have kept 2 months, 3 months, depending upon the university's policy. We are saying mandatorily students should be able to handle the live problems on the ground. They should be able to go into the industries and they should work according to the needs of the society. Our CAs, sir, you people are autonomous. Even your examination policy, no one is setting question paper for you people. You are setting the question paper. You are doing the assessment. But industries are saying the assessment of the students are weak. We are assessing on the basis of remembering capabilities of the students. Just eight questions we are giving to the student. 5 questions they let answer. Out of 5, if there are 2 questions they are solving, depending upon their mugging capabilities, we are giving a mark sheet which is written CGP of 6 or 7 or 8. Industries are saying we are not interested in that one. We are not interested in that mark sheet. Even we are not interested that student is specialized in human resources or cyber or marketing or AI or data sciences or this ICT. They are saying we are interested what students are able to do. उनकी याद करने की कैपेबिलिटीज, रटने की कैपेबिलिटीज है, उससे इंडस्ट्री कह रही है हमें कोई लेना देना नहीं है. When they'll be coming on floor, when they'll be on the ground, then there will be hundreds of problems into the industries, and all the answers of those problems are unknown. Whereas in our examination system, which we are having, we are giving known answers of all the problems, and then we are doing the marking of the students. So in industries, even today, they don't know what problems are, and in future, what problems will be coming, they don't know. But we'll have to impart training to the students in such a way that whatever the level of the problem it may be, they should be able to solve, and not only alone, in a team. They should be able to work in a team. And that is the most important attribute of a graduate. When we are saying growth, when we are saying sustainability, when I'm saying sustainability, meaning of sustainability is anyone, individual or society or community or country, first and foremost thing is their society should be happy. First and important dimension of sustainable development is the harmony in the society, the happiness in the society. So the graduates who are studying into our academic institutes, while they are going into their families, in the community, in the society, they should be able to bring happiness. That is one dimension of sustainability. Second one, financially their families, financially community should grow. The country should grow as GDP we people are saying, or total economy which we are saying. So society should be in harmony. The financially, the expansion of the financial dimension of a family or society should enhance. That is second dimension of sustainable development. And third one is environment. The health of the environment should be improved. The health of the environment, particularly conditions like India, which we are having, it is becoming very harsh situation. When I'm sitting in Delhi and early in the morning, Baba Ramdev is saying that have deep breathing. It is a very difficult decision for me. Shall I breathe or not? Because if I'm breathing, all sort of pollutants I'm inhaling into my lungs. So the environmental health, the happiness in the society, and having higher GDP, that is the foremost dimension. And that through education it has to be. But our examination system should be in such a way that all these dimensions of this sustainability should be tested. Our CAs, chartered accountants, best in the world. In chartered accountant system, there is no university, there is no Jaipuria Institute, there is no walls of the classes, there are no teachers. Just one curriculum we are giving to the students. Students themselves, they are solving the problems. They are continuously connected with the professionals, the actual CAs who are working in the field. With them they are connected, and CAs results are from some 3% to some 20%. But their assessment is very rigorous, and it depends, the passing depends upon what they are able to do. Actually, they are able to do auditing or not. Actually, they are able to plan the expansion of any organization or not. Actually, they are able to find out some shortcomings are there in the financing system. All live problems they are able to solve. That's why demand of CAs are more. Our doctors are more competent across the globe. Demands of our Indian doctors are much more as compared to our technical education graduates. Reason for that one is, in the morning, the medical students are studying in the medical college, and attached to that one, we are having hospitals. It is mandatory. So morning they are studying the theory classes, evening they are treating the patients. So practical exposure to the students are very high. To MBA institutes also, no education inside the classes it has to be. The dream which we are having, that the students should be able to apply their knowledge, they should be able to analyze the problems, they should be able to synthesize the problems, they should be able to design the new system, and finally, whatever ICT tools are needed for that one, they should be acquainted with that one. The students should be able to work in a team, their communication should be, ability should be strong, they should be environmental friendly, and even if they are doing business, the business should be socially responsive business. They should be able to do that type of education we want to have. And probably in time to come, the type of autonomy through national education policy it is being given, probably many of the issues which I'm mentioning here, it will be sorted out, because autonomy to the teachers, autonomy to the institute, and autonomy to the students. Finally, one conclusion I'll be communicating to you and I'll be closing. It is being said, and particularly by industries, that our students are unable to take decisions, our students are unable to do problem solving and critical thinking part. High order thinking skills of Indian students, industries are saying poor. In lower order thinking skills, where we are saying academic skills, where just remembering it is there, or comprehending the knowledge or applying the knowledge, that part Indian students are good. But in high order thinking skills, decision making and problem solving abilities, students are weak. That industries are saying, I'm not saying, industries are saying. So what we have done just 3 years back, we have given one assignment to Stanford University. And we said to the Stanford University, please do come in India and please do the assessment of our students in these 3 areas: critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making in high order thinking skills. Stanford University came into our country and they have gone into many of our schools. Specifically, they have tested our school going students at the level of class 11th and 12th. And they have compared these 3 dimensions, 3 attributes of the students of critical thinking, decision making, and problem solving with Chinese and Russian students also. When they submitted their report around 1 year back, 1.5 years back, they have submitted their report. According to their report, in academic skills, रट्टा मारने वाली जो बात है, रटने वाली जो बात है, क्वेश्चन जिनके आंसर नोन है, उनको वापस कॉपी पे रिपीट करने वाली बात है. In that case, Indian students are comparable with Russian students, lower order thinking skills. But even in that part, our students are inferior than Chinese students, school-going students, I'm saying. And in high order thinking skills, in problem solving abilities, decision making, the Stanford University is saying Indian students are far inferior than both Chinese and Russian students. It was shocking to us. So one side we are saying we are having highest talented student. Another side, the third party is saying that our students are weak. When we try to find out what is the reason why Indian students are poor in taking decisions, one reason which we could find out, that is in our family system, we are not giving any freedom to our children. School going students, it may be at class 10th, 11th, 12th, whatever children are saying, as a parent, as a guardian, we are saying that whatever we are saying it is correct, whatever you are saying it is wrong. No freedom, no autonomy we are giving to the children. And even in our school system, just teachers are speaking, the students are listening, there is no communication, there is no argument, there is no opportunity for the students to ask the question. Even in communication skill classes at schools, the teachers are speaking, but students are not allowed to speak. But the beautiful part of that report is saying when same students are coming into higher educational institutes, where certain level of autonomy is there, when children are staying in the hostels, when boys and girls are sitting in the canteens, when they are working in the teams, when they are working on some projects, when they are challenges are being given, it may be through Smart India Hackathon, or it may be another challenges. When that type of challenge is being given, that time the learning curve of Indian students are much faster as compared to Chinese and Russian students. So freedom is needed, autonomy is needed, empowerment is needed, facilities are needed. So my humble request to Director Jaipuria Institute and Chairman Jaipuria Institute, that give freedom to the students, give autonomy to them. They'll be bringing laurels for this country. They'll be bringing name and fame for us, but freedom it is needed. We'll have to have faith on our children. Hope the dream which you people are having, that $7 trillion economy will be, certainly it will be, if freedom is being imparted to youth. Best wishes to everyone. Hope this will be a wonderful result for the country, for everyone. And outcome of this one, please share with us also. Best wishes. Thank you very much for giving opportunity to me. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us and inspiring us with your address. and we will continue to look upon you for your guidance and further support in future. As our guest of honor, Shri Rohit Kansal, Principal Secretary, Higher Education, J&K Government, has arrived. We welcome you, sir, and request our Director Prabhat Pankaj, sir, to extend green welcome. Welcome, sir. Hearty welcome, sir. We feel deeply honored to introduce Shri Rohit Kansal ji. He is Principal Secretary, Higher Education, J&K Government. He is also the official spokesman of the government. In his 2-decade-long career in public service, he held challenging public policy assignments in diverse sectors like infrastructure, clean energy, and financial services. He is best known for initiating and implementing the very successful and innovative Back to Village program in J&K, which was not only mentioned in Honorable PM's radio broadcast, Man Ki Baat, but also in his Independence Day speech from the Red Fort, New Delhi in 2020. He has been an emerging leader fellow of Australian India Institute at the University of Melbourne, Australia, as well as a fellow at the London School of Economics, London. He has been conferred the Chief Minister's Republic Day Award for Public Service 2018 in Jammu and Kashmir. We welcome you, sir, and we invite you, sir, for your address. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Chairman of the Jaipuria Institute, Director of the Jaipuria Institute, faculty members, Chairman AICTE who is online, and all of you who are gathered here. I thank you all for this opportunity given to me to come and speak to you. And it's always a pleasure to speak to young people. As I was thinking of what to say to all of you, I came across an article which spoke about what the future of education should be. And one of the things that the article mentioned, that education in the future will be in the shape of small snack type bites. So I've taken this very seriously. I will try to keep my address as brief as possible, and you can ask me questions. But what I want to talk about today is, what is the future that we are heading to? The theme of your conference is Envisioning India's Future Growth, Innovation, Sustainability, Happiness, and Well-being. The key words here, as I see, are future, growth, innovation, and of course, sustainability and well. When we think of the future, we all tend to think of the future at something which is far away, over the horizon, yet to come, something that we are apprehensive of, something that we look forward to. So there is a mixture of trepidation, there is a mixture of apprehension, but there is also a looking forward to the future. This is probably why we have both kinds of views about the future. So you have Aldous Huxley's dystopian work, Brave New World, and you have H.G. Wells' A New Utopia, both kinds of views of the future. But actually, the future is not something which is there deep into the horizon, which will suddenly arrive one day. The future is actually a continuum between the past and the present. And the present invariably is in a continuum with the future, and the present is leading into the future. So which is why in 1938, when somebody asked Albert Einstein, he said, I never think of the future. It actually comes soon enough. And we saw that during the pandemic, when things changed suddenly, and more than anywhere else, they changed in the field of education. So what does the future look like when we talk of technology? What does the future look like? What is the new paradigm? What will remain same? What will change? Or what should remain same and what should change? Well, change is not something which is happening today. Change is a part of history. Change is a part of our very existence. The Persians were one of the strongest empires in the world. For 5 centuries, the Romans were one of the strongest empires in the world. But the Romans and the Persians are now part of history. We all speak about the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution 1.0 or 1.0 is also part of history now. The Industrial Revolution 1.0 was a revolution which was driven by the power of steam, the power of mechanics. That gave way to the Industrial Revolution 2.0. The Industrial Revolution 2.0 was a revolution of mass production. It was a power of division of labor, the pin-making example which Adam Smith gave to all of us. The Industrial Revolution 2.0 gave way to Industrial Revolution 3.0, which was the Industrial Revolution of the computers. You had computers doing. I remember when we were talking about engineering, mechanical engineering and computer engineering existed worlds apart. And the only intersection, the only intersection that you could see was probably the small designs that you could do on CAD/CAM computers. So that was the only thing when you thought of, when you spoke of, or probably when you spoke of data, or when you spoke of some kind of data being fed into a computer, some kind of small calculations being done. That was what computers, manufacturing, the worlds of computer and manufacturing had begun to intersect to some extent, or maybe they began to come closer to each other. But now we are in Industrial Revolution or Industry 4.0. Now 4.0 is Internet, the era of computers in everything, where you have mixed computers, IoT, Internet of everything, and that is what Industrial Revolution or Industry 4.0 is. Now, some people say that Industry 4.0 is actually, just a fancy name for what is happening, but there is a distinct difference between what the earlier industrial revolutions were and what the new industrial revolution is. And I think this industrial revolution is what is going to drive the future of tomorrow. And this connectedness of computers, the digital era, and industry, which is going to be a pointer for the future, which is going to define the future. For example, Industry 4.0 optimizes the computerization of Industry 3.0. And as I said, 3.0 was computers being somewhere. 4.0 is computers being everywhere, as in the IoT, the Internet of Things. And they trying to take decisions in certain areas. I will give you one example. Many of you would have heard the story of Rockefeller and the 39 drops. The soldering which Rockefeller's this thing were doing, and Rockefeller walked into the shop floor one day and said whether the soldering could be done with drops less than 40. He discovered that it could actually be done with 39 drops, which ended up saving over a period of time $1 million. But the kind of decisions which are now part of marketing lore, which are now part of optimization of costs lore, are now being handled in a routine manner by computers who crunch data, who look at data, and who try to work out optimized solutions. So the decision which took Rockefeller and his team a couple of months or years to decide, reach to, would probably be done as a natural course by connected computers, which are looking at all these parameters and trying to bring about more efficiency and changes. I will give you only 2 or 3 examples how the connectedness of industry 4.0 through the IoT is bringing about changes. Optimization of logistics and supply chains is something that you are all familiar with. Robotics and robots is something that you're all familiar with. IoT and the cloud is something that you're all familiar with. And but I would also say that this is a work in progress. We are evolving, we are developing, and later on in the course of my talk, I will speak about how there are islands of connectedness and islands of isolation which continue to coexist. But suffice it to say that there is no wishing away this Industry 4.0. And Industry 4.0 and the trends that it will spawn will actually decide how we move ahead into the new world. Now, once we have decided that there is a new manner of doing work, there is a new connectedness in our world, it is quite obvious that the skills, the attributes that are required to succeed in this brave new world have also got to be different. And this is where the relevance of what Dr. Poonia was talking of, or the relevance of what you people are doing, comes to the fore. If we have a new industry, if we have a new workplace, if we have a new paradigm that defines how we do work, quite obviously that the skills you need to succeed in this new world are also going to be different. And I think the institutes of today and the institutes of tomorrow will have to provide to you these new order of skills in order to enable you to be successful. The chairman AICTE preempted some of what I had to say by referring to the cognitive skills which are becoming more and more important, particularly the higher cognitive skills and the lower cognitive skills which are becoming less important. But let me sort of delve a little more deeper into this. As the nature of work that we do is fundamentally changing, the nature of skills that are required to succeed in the world of tomorrow are also fundamentally changing. The half-life of skills is changing so fast that there is a study which was conducted that 80% of the jobs which will be done by school children of tomorrow have probably been not thought of today. So such is the speed at which skills and work are changing. Today's school children may work in areas that probably do not exist today, and the technology jobs that emerge in the next decade may all be done remotely. So much so that on a social scale, the biggest challenge of tomorrow may be loneliness. And why will the biggest challenge of tomorrow be loneliness? Jobs are being done remotely, lower order jobs are being done by machines. Social institutions such as the joint family have already broken down. Institution of marriage is in parts breaking down. So you are individuals, people are individuals, working remotely, acting remotely, and retreating back to their small cubicles or houses at the end of the day. And actually you got a glimpse of the future in the pandemic when we were all locked down in our houses, studying remotely, working remotely, no human interactions, and loneliness bugging all of us. Probably a good parameter of all this is the speed at which tourism has taken off as soon as the restrictions have been lowered or removed. I come from Jammu and Kashmir, and we are probably having the largest ever tourist footfall in Jammu and Kashmir in the last 10 years, which is also an indicator of how the human mind, the human body yearns for some kind of social contact. But increasingly, this is going to become the reality of tomorrow. I think the social fabric of India is preventing this from happening, but in many of the Western worlds, this is already becoming a reality. But coming back to my original question, what are the skills that are going to be more and more relevant in this interconnected world of tomorrow? To study that, I looked at a study which looked at what has happened in the world of work in the past 10 or 15 years. And the findings, although they pertain to the Western world, they have significant relevance to India as well. They're actually quite interesting. A comparison between the number of hours worked in the West, which is European Union and US, showed a 55% increase in technological skills. It also showed a 24% rise in social and emotional skills, and an 8% rise in higher cognitive skills. Now, the international consultancy, McKinsey, looked at some of these figures. And what are McKinsey's findings? McKinsey calls it the era of capability. But it also says that this is the era of soft skills in a hard world. So what are we seeing? We are seeing two strands existing simultaneously. We are seeing a lot of hard skills, such as technology and specific things in technology, IoT, cloud, AR, VR, virtual reality, metaverse. So a lot of higher order technological skills, 3D printing, a lot of internet related skills. But you're alongside all these hard technological skills, you are also seeing the rise of a large number of soft skills. And what are these soft skills? These soft skills are empathy, interconnectedness, social contact. I spoke about loneliness. The more we are getting connected, the more we are getting technologically hardwired, the more our need for empathy, the more our need for consensus building, the more our need for working together in flat, socially interconnected spheres is increasing. So your higher order social skills, your higher order cognitive skills, the need for these skills is increasing. The need for your higher order technological skills is increasing, but your need for lower order technical skills, your need for lower order cognitive skills, your need for repetitive tasks, and this is a point which was made by Dr. Poonia also, this is increasing. So this is the kind of convergence of different kinds of skills, and this is a situation where you're actually moving from one set of skills to another set of skills. I will also dwell a moment on the divergence between employment and unemployability. Outlook survey which was done, and what did the skill outlook survey say? What are the skills, the need for which is growing? Analytical thinking and innovation, active learning and learning strategies, creativity, originality, initiative, critical thinking and analysis, complex problem solving, leadership and social influence, emotional intelligence, reasoning, problem solving, ideation, systems analysis, and evaluation. And what is the skills, the need for which is going down? Manual dexterity, endurance, precision, memory, verbal, auditory, and spatial abilities, management of financial and material resources, technology installation and maintenance, reading, writing, mathematics, active listening, quality control, safety awareness, etc., etc., etc. So therefore, quite obviously, data, digital technology, software application, big data, organizational development, IT services are the jobs of the future, and the jobs of the past or the declining jobs are administrative, accounting, bookkeeping, assembly line, client information, business services, etc., etc. Now, what is the challenge here? The challenge here is 96% of universities think that they are fully preparing the graduates of tomorrow for the requirements of tomorrow's work. And quite surprisingly, only 10% of recruiters share this book. This is the divergence. And by the way, I'm not talking about Indian universities. I'm talking about some of the largest and the biggest names in the world. I'm talking about the topmost universities of the world, 96% of whom think that they are preparing the youngsters for these higher order skills. Recruiters, only 10% of the recruiters think that children are prepared or the emerging workforce is prepared for these kind of skills. Therefore, you have the dichotomy of a large number of unemployed resting alongside a large number of unemployable. So you have people who are not getting jobs, and you are industry who is not getting workforce, which is why you had the AICTE chairman talking about AICTE collaborating with industry to work out a model curriculum to find out what are the skills which the youngsters who are coming out of our colleges and universities need tomorrow. But it's not just about what instruction which is being given. It is also about what is the manner in which instruction is being given. You know, in Jammu and Kashmir, I had higher education. So there is a debate going on. The debate which is going on is a lot of children are saying, since we have been taught online, we should also be examined online. So we should have online exams. Professors on the other hand are talking about online examinations being an euphemism for everybody being allowed to pass. However, moving away from the debate, this is not just about how people are examined. It is also a debate about what people are examined in. In so many of our institutions, we have something called an open book examination. An open book examination or an online examination, it is irrelevant about where you take the examination. It is irrelevant about whether somebody is looking at you or not, because you are not expected to reproduce what is written in the book. You are actually expected to look at what you have been taught, imbibe that, and use the learning which you have imbibed to come up with practical solutions to a problem which may be present. And this precisely is the kind of cognition, this precisely is the kind of cognitive skill that you will be called upon to exercise when you go into the world of work tomorrow. Now, there is another interesting thing happening. I spoke about the coexistence of the soft skills and the hard skills. Soft skills in a hard world. So this brings me to another interesting debate. An interesting debate about multidisciplinarity, about specialists, about generalists. Now, this is a debate which often comes to the fore when they speak of us, civil servants or IAS officers. Now, we are supposed to be generalists. We are supposed to know a little bit about everything, but we are not supposed to be specialists in everything. Now, is being a specialist a good thing, or is being a generalist a good thing? Do we need to know a lot about a small portion, or do we need to know a bit about it? I will not delve into this debate, but what I will only need to say is that the new education policy, or the NEP, has also recognized the need for multidisciplinarity, the need for flexibility in the curriculum, where a course in philosophy is as important as a course in data science. And a course in Byzantine history or a course in the history of the art is just as important as a course in thermodynamics. So, you know, I am reminded of what Shakespeare said in Hamlet about man. What a piece of work is man, how noble in reason, how infinite in faculties, how, I forget the full quote, I have it somewhere, how full abandon, I can share it with you. But he basically talks about the whole breadth of faculties of the human being, of the individual, of the man, and he speaks about the human being in all his glorious intellect, in rationalism, in humanism, in empathy. And I think the man of tomorrow or the woman of tomorrow would need this kind of multidisciplinarity, this kind of flexibility, these kind of skills. And because of these kind of skills that will be needed in the human being of tomorrow, in the worker of tomorrow, I think a course of the humanities or a study of the humanities will be just as important as a study of what are called the hard sciences. So, you know, as I was saying, the world of tomorrow is going to be a world of technology. It's going to be the world of innovation. And as I spoke a short while ago, we are in Industry 4.0. And in Industry 4.0, it's not just going to be computers and industry. It is going to be computers in industry, where computers are going to look at decisions, where only the critical order decisions are going to be taken by human beings. The repetitive, the lower order cognitive work is going to be done by machines, AI, blockchain technologies, AR, VR, where, you know, where the real reality is going to seamlessly sit with virtual reality. So that is the work that we are heading into. There was a study which was done by UNIDO, and the study is called the UNIDO Industrial Development Report 2020. So the Industrial Development Report 2020 UNIDO looked at what are called advanced digital production, ADP technologies at scale. And ADP technologies at scale are nothing but what I spoke of Industry 4.0, about how industry and the internet are seamlessly merging together. But the good thing, as far as India is concerned, is that UNIDO found out that 10 countries are leading the development and application of middle income country, which finds its way in this list. We have a long way to go. We have islands of ADP. We have ADP being done here, but we also have large clusters where we are doing the traditional way. But the good thing is that India has a real opportunity to leapfrog the barriers, to maybe move straight from Industry 2.0 to Industry 4.0, or maybe even to Industry 5.0. And I think that is the challenge for India. That is also the great opportunity for India to become the next Silicon Valley. The building blocks are all in place. And what are the building blocks that are in place? The building blocks which are in place are the demographic dividend that we have. And this demographic dividend is a young population. Half of our population is very young compared to the aging population in the rest of the world. We have an excellent startup culture. We have, for example, Bangalore, we have Gurgaon, which are islands of technological excellence, or Hyderabad, Pune for that. In that case, I already spoke about 65% of India being under the age of 35, 50% being the age of 25. And I spoke about Bangalore being the most dynamic city in the world based on factors like technology and innovation. Gurgaon being transformed into an urban hub. Innovation needs people. We have the brain power. We have the higher engineering muscle. We have the technology muscle. So the only need is to weld all these building blocks synergistically and leapfrog into the technology of tomorrow. And the building blocks are very much there. We can all get there, and government technology will, government support, government policy will move side by side. But then I also want to say, what I do want to say, that this technology, this innovation, this improvement has to work for 1.3 billion Indians. It just does not have to work for the upper crust. It does not have to work for the few hundred or few thousand millionaires in India. It has to work for 1.3 billion Indians. And for it to work for 1.3 billion Indians, you actually need to grow into, Dr. Poonia spoke about an $8 trillion economy, but there was a PwC study which said that we actually need to grow into a $10 trillion economy. We need to create 10 to 12 million jobs every year to accommodate our vastly increasing workforce, our young workforce. If our demographic dividend is not to become a demographic disaster, we have to find ways to accommodate them, and we have to accommodate this rapidly emerging, growing workforce into higher order jobs. We cannot accommodate them in lower order jobs because the lower order jobs are actually going away. They are getting mechanized. So we have to accommodate them into higher cognitive jobs. So for which we need to skill people, we need to train people, we need to reskill people. So this is required to lift people out of poverty. So on one hand, we will have to leapfrog this technological barrier. On the other hand, we will have to reskill our people. And on the third, we will have to make technology work for the real India. And how do you make technology work for real India? For example, agriculture. You have a new drone policy. So you are looking at the application of drones in agriculture. You are looking at the application of drones in healthcare. You are looking at doubling farmers' income because 60% of our workforce is still in agriculture. You have to make agriculture more productive. You have to pull people out of agriculture. You have to pull people into industry. You have to pull people into services, which is where this entire concept of retraining, skilling, pulling people into the workforce comes in. And you have to make these solutions work for India. You have to make Indians, our entire ecosystem, more productive, more useful, for which government, the private sector, academia have all got to work hand in hand. One final point that I'd like to make, 1 millennia before the Commons era began, which is closely associated with the birth of Christ, what we call the Commons era, CE. 1 millennia before the Commons era began, and 500 years, half a millennia before Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, the Indians were already teaching the world about metaphysics, about philosophy, about the purpose of existence. Many of you would be familiar with the 6 schools of Indian thoughts: Yoga, Sankhya, Nyaya, Vaiseshika, Mimamsa, Vedanta. So this is India's contribution to the world. And the Maha Upanishad spoke of Vasudev Kutumbakam 1 millennia before Christ. So our vision has always been global. Our outlook has always been eternal. Our philosophy has always been timelessness. We have looked at a world without space and time. In time, we have looked at eternity. In space, we have looked not just at the whole geographical world, we have looked at the cosmos. So our worldview, our outlook has been multidimensional. It has been cosmopolitan. It has been, if I may say so, eternal. So we are the inheritors of that great tradition. And I think the time has come, as I said, to marry our philosophy, our rationalism, our humanism with the technology which we have, with the innovation which is at our doorsteps, and open the doors for India taking its rightful place in the world. And I might tell you, before the Britishers came in, India and China were the 2 richest economies in the world, and they had been so for many, many millennia. I think the time has come to reclaim that position. And I say to all of you, young boys and girls, you are the proud inheritors of that tradition, and you are the torch bearers of the brave new world that we are all looking forward to. You have the energy, you have the skills, you have the inheritance. I wish you all the best. I thank all of you for inviting me, and I do hope that you will do justice to this great country, which is India, and you will build a world which is free of prejudice, which is free of hatred, a world which is based on equity, fairness, justice, technology, happiness, sustainability. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for delivering the highly informative address, highlighting on higher cognitive skills, higher social skills, and higher technical skills. Sir, with your physical presence, you have assured us that your guidance will always be with us.